After everything my stepmom has said and done, I'm finally cutting ties with my dad because I refuse to endure this toxic family drama anymore. Backstory: my 26F parents were teen parents and broke up when I was a few months old. They had a nasty custody battle, and my childhood was high conflict because of their behavior. My mom died when I was 23. As I said before, things were very high conflict in my childhood, and my stepmom at many times was the heart of that conflict. My stepmom was a huge source of conflict because of how evil she was growing up. I lived with my dad primarily growing up, so she was always around. My dad and I had a falling out, but made up when I was 23, a few months after my mom died in a car accident. I forgave him for a lot of neglectful behavior and how he let his wife treat me growing up. This made my paternal grandma very happy. Fast forward to this last year during Christmas time. I actually hung out with my stepmom and went shopping for presents for everyone. We had a great time. We went to lunch and things turned sour. She asked me, "Do you know why your dad and I never built a house? Did he ever tell you?" I said no. She then goes, "Well, we were forced to sell the piece of land and just buy a house instead. We weren't going to be able to afford it because of all your court fees." She's referring to the custody case that started when I was 5 years old. This statement really took me aback. I didn't say much. Later that evening, I called my paternal grandma and asked her, "Why didn't my dad build a house?" My grandma told me it was because my stepmom wanted too extravagant of a house, and they wouldn't be able to afford it. I told her what my stepmom had said about the court fees. My grandma was furious because she said that she had given my dad a large portion of the money for the legal fees. I decided to just let this situation go and not mention it to my dad because I knew my grandma was at the end stages of liver failure and didn't have much time left with us. She was really happy my dad and I were getting along. My grandma passed away this April. Well, now it is July, and my dad's cousin has now told me all of the BS my stepmom says about me and how she brags about how she treated me growing up. She had a separate fridge just for me because she didn't want me contaminating her son's food. That was one of the things she bragged about among tons of other things. According to this cousin, my dad wasn't there when these things were said, but he was made aware and didn't do much. Well, I have just F-king had it. I've forgiven him for all the SHD he's done. I've sat on the hole. We didn't build a house because of your court fees BS, and now this? I am 26 years old with my own kids, and I don't need to put up with this SHD anymore. I have put up with too much hurt from my dad, and I don't feel as if I need to continue letting this kind of treatment in my life anymore, especially since my grandma is gone now. It is just very difficult because my mom is dead. She's gone. He's all I have left, even if he's not much. I am just so sick and tired of the hurt and disrespect. If I am being honest, he does not bring much value to my life. My kids somewhat know them, but aren't super attached, like a traditional grandparent-grandchild relationship. How do I approach a serious talk with him? Do I cut contact? If I do, how do I do it? Please give me ideas of full sentences to say. I am lost how to approach this from a place of logic and not emotions. If you have made it this far, thank you.